Hey guys, it's Ashley here. I just wanted to show you how to do categories, how to find the best categories for your book. So I do it kind of a weird way, but it works, and I'll just show you the way I do it. You can do it differently if you want, but this is how I do it. Just look up any book on Amazon and scroll all the way down here to where it says product details. And this is just how I get to the categories section. You can do it a different way if you want, but that's how I do it. I just click on Kindle eBooks and I'm going to search for some right here. Ooh, this looks interesting. A Killer's Mind. Squirrel, sorry, that book looks awesome. Let's see. Basically, let's look for any category. Some of these are like super competitive, so I'm trying to think of what's not too competitive. The young adult section is actually sometimes I can find some really good ones in there. So I didn't do this beforehand. I am going to do this right here, showing you right now, um, to find some good keywords. So what I use is KDP Spy, which is a great software that can help you find good keywords. Sorry, categories. KDP Rocket also has a category feature, but I just prefer to do it manually. I feel like I get better results that way. But you can definitely, I just haven't used it that much. Maybe I shouldn't say that. I'm just more familiar with doing it this way. But you can totally try using the KDP Rocket feature if you want. But I'm going to see. Let's look at, actually, one of my books is in this category. So I'm going to show you that as an example. I think it's there. Unless I changed it. Music, I think. So basically, the more niched down you can get on the list, the better. So I'm going to show you once I actually get my computer is very slow when I have this running. Sorry about that. Okay, so music. This is a pretty niche down category. It's Kindle Store, Kindle eBooks, Teen Young Adult, Art, Music, and Photography. Then it's music. So that's a lot of steps down, which is great. So once you get to here, the one that you're interested in looking at, after you download Kindle Spy, that's what it's called, Kindle Spy. I get confused with the KDRY, which is the same company. Um, so Kindle Spy, click this, and if you don't have Kindle Spy, that's fine. You can just click on the book and scroll down and look at what the ranking is. This just saves time. Um, that way you don't have to click on so many things. It also gives you a little bit of insight as to how competitive the category is. So Winslow Farm. The sales rank is 107, which is like very easy to beat. That's not ranking super great. So if you look down here, okay, this is where it gets kind of weird. These red and green lights here, I don't really go by them because actually right now it's okay, but sometimes it'll say like a category is really competitive when it's not. So I don't always trust these little lights down here. Mostly what I do, obviously red is bad, green is good, just a side note. I just look at what this, like the top 10 books, what are they ranking? And can I beat it? So I try to look for a category that's like about 50,000 and above. So 50,000 or worse, if I'm explaining that correctly. So basically, a number above 50,000 is what I'm looking for the top 5 or 10 books to beat. So this one is 107,000. That's very low competition. I can easily beat that, no problem. So this is probably a category I would use. The thing is with categories is you want to have a little bit of a mix between a few. You want some that are higher competition because they're going to have more traffic and more visibility, but you also want some that you can for sure rank number one in so you can get your bestseller banner. So basically right now I'm just going to show you the categories that you need to look for so you can try to get your bestseller banner in at least one category. Um, you want, I mean, it's pretty easy to rank number one in at least one or two or three sometimes categories. Um, and when I say easy, it's because you're going to have a step-by-step plan that we show you, and if you follow it, it should not be too hard. So this is a really great category here. Another thing is most people have no clue you can have up to 10 Amazon categories. And I'll show you how to do that. Most people think you can have only 2 or 3, which is not nearly enough. It's not going to give you enough visibility. So the more categories you have, the more traffic you get, the more visibility you get, the more chances you have of ranking number one in a category. So that is how I do my categories. I'll show you one more just as an example. Let's go back to Kindle eBooks. Then I'm going to show you how to put your books in the categories. Okay, so this is a really good example of a higher traffic, more competitive category. This one's actually really good because it's 15,000 and that's pretty tough to beat, but you might be able to do it. And if not, this is still a good category to rank in because although now this down here is saying it doesn't have a lot of popularity. But no, maybe it doesn't. I don't know. Let's see, 26,000. I mean, these books are still ranking pretty good. 15,000, 26,000, 29,000, 59,000. That's pretty good still. I think this is a good category. It's not, I mean, you might not rank number one in it, but that's okay. I think this is still a good one. So I'm going to just show you how I keep a list of categories to choose from. So on your computer, it might depend on what computer you have, but I have this little button up here on the top right that lets me take a screenshot. So I do that. I take the screenshot. I go to Word, paste that on there. If it will work, yeah. And I do that for every single category that I think is good. And then basically at the end, what I do is you can zoom in so you can actually read that. I just type out each category one by one, type it out. And so, like, for example, you would put, now Amazon is very particular about this, so make sure you spell it right and do the right order. So, okay, so it is Kindle eBooks, and then put a little arrow, crafts, hobbies, and home, arrow, and then weddings. Okay, so what I do is at the end, like when you have a good 10, 20 keywords that you like, go through one more time, see which top 10 you want to pick, and then when you have a list like this, just copy and paste the list. Now, obviously, you're going to have more than one, but copy and paste that. Go to Amazon and let me actually make a separate video on this because I don't want to log in and show you my password. So I will see you in a sec.